Hello, ladies and gentlemen, this is Mars coming at you over the interwaves with the Starcraft 2 game sent in to Reddit's Castits. If you'd like to have your replays cast, take the replay, load it up on GG Tracker, drop.su2.org, com thingy. Provide the link to us and we will get down to casting it for you. Welcome to this best of 3 on Dusk Towers. These are 3 games after another cast or played on Dusk Tower, or at least it's a best of 3, all of which takes place on Dusk Tower, between this guy who has a name. Definitely has a name. Totally has a name. And we have Hunter over here. So we've got a TVP on Dusk Towers, or we have up to 3 TVTs on Dusk Towers, I should mention. So this looks to be agreed upon beforehand between 2 friends, 2 rivals, or something like that. As we have Honor going over and annoying the crap out of Barcode over here, trying to get a little bit of extra time on that barracks build time, as Honor goes for a quick expand. Oh, and a gas steal. Okay. Interesting. Not usually something I do against Terran, but then again, I looked at the leagues these guys are in, and they're higher than me, so I shouldn't complain. Okay, we have a little bit of cheese going on here. We've got a proxy factory, which either is going to produce widow mines right away, or is going to get flown over in this corner here to produce widow mines then. In the meantime, we have this probe who has seen, well, another all-in. There. Yep. Notice his opponent hasn't built anything yet, and that means one thing: aggression. And indeed he's right with this thing. And let's see if he's floats it away, or if he's, yep, he does float it away. He's going to build it here. Now unfortunately his opponent went for Nexus first, meaning that he will spot that right away, which is a bit unfortunate for Barcode, but he should be able to get 1 or 2 widow mines off, because he has 1 adept. And I don't think he's actually noticed it yet, because he hasn't sent his adept out. Yep, there we go. Just spotted that adept, or that factory, and is going to position his adept in such a way that it can attack the widow mine when it pops out. Going for a mothership core and a stalker, hopefully in time to maybe shoot 1 or 2 things. There's 1 shot. That's, nope, not 2 shots, meaning he's going to lose a worker, and that's not too bad. 1 worker we can live with. And we have the observer on the way already, so it's looking to be pretty good over here. Instead, Barcode goes for his own expand as well. Let's see if that second widow mine can get out. Should be able to get out, but does it get focused out right away? No, it's allowed to live, and that should mean 1 dead adept, and this widow mine gets, oh, that's not the most effective widow mine I've ever seen, but there you go. There goes this widow mine. 2 widow mines for 2 probes. That's not fantastic, and this continuous damage on the factory should drive it away pretty quick. Did manage to use the factory to build the starport, which is building the Liberator right now. But if he ever wants to build a second starport, he is going to have to rebuild that, because that is going to burn down. We've got an observer on his way to his opponent's base. Right, so where are we? 36 workers for Honor versus 27 for his Terran opponent. First attack upgrade on the way. Stim on the way. Did we get combat shields? No, we did not yet. And we're building a reactor on the starport. Use the engineering bay for anything that detects these guys. No, it is not. So that observer is completely safe to see this build up. But doesn't see too much else, unfortunately. Alright, over on this side we've got a bunch of gateways. We've got the Twilight Council 4 blink. And we have a robotics bay. And this Liberator gets 2 kills, gets 3 kills before Honor finally pulls back, but does go up in range of that photo overcharge. So that is 5 in total. 7. Well, there was 1 in this base. There were 2 from the Widow Mines and 3 from that Liberator. That means I missed 1 somewhere, as Honor takes his 3rd base. In the meantime, our Nameless Terran is building another bunch of barracks. No 3rd command center in sight. So looking to pile up some pressure, and does indeed load up for a drop. So hoping to pull Honor out of position there. And Honor doesn't have a lot of army yet to deal with that. Double Forge. Right. Well, that. Both getting a 3rd base before your opponent and getting double forge. He does have a bit of catching up to do on upgrades, but yeah, this is greedy. Does put those stalkers right in place to guard both of the attack paths that that drop could have taken. Where's our mothership core? Over there. So instead, our Terran unloads over here and gets into position to just shoot a bunch of things. Takes out 1 pylon, can take maybe the other pylon. No, going straight for the Nexus, and he is going to get that. There should be no problem with that, and yes indeed he does get it. And 1 or 2 stalkers as well. That's 1 stalker, that is 2 stalker, and 3 stalkers. So that is very nice aggression on the part of the Terran. There's more. Oh, more stalkers there, as there is a drop in the mineral line, but the photon overcharge should be able to take care of that. That is 4 Marines remaining. That should be not too much of an issue, but he does join up the 2 forces and gets on out of there. Right. Looks like looks like we've got a talker. Retaking the 3rd base, as our Terran starts building up more of an army. Still no 3rd command center being taken, and that observer still sees pretty much everything. We've got 1 attack up for the Terran, but the Protoss is about to equalize that and then jump ahead, as both the armor and the attack upgrade are indeed finished, and it's quite a while yet before the armor upgrade for the Terran is there. We do have 2 Liberator coming out, so let's scan there. Well, what can I say? I hope that our non-talker is going to win this. That's not very nice. Oh, that is a very nice storm though. That's also not a bad dodge on the side of our Terran, but unfortunately not enough. Their army right now for our Terran is severely depleted, but these Marauders take quite a punishment, and with 5 medevacs on top of there to heal them, they're not going to go down easily. 1 Liberator does get a Liberation Zone off, and the Marines and Marauders try to get into position to take out that pylon. Don't really get it, and it does get overcharged. Nope, there it goes, taken out. And with the repositioning of the Liberator, Honor does have the chance to take it out. And now we have 3 Stalkers versus 4 Adepts, but those medevacs make sure the Marauders do not die. Having just Marauders left over, on the other hand, means that Honor can take in his Mothership Corps, as there is nothing that shoots up until just now, where we have 2 Marines coming in. And it looks like Honor is going to maybe hold that. No, he still gets pushed back a little bit. We've got a little bit of an A move, or a move command by the Marauder. And another photon overcharge of the Protoss to make sure that his opponent does not get into mineral line. So he goes for the Nexus instead. Stuck in that movement slow zone. It does have a little bit of an issue with the reinforcement of Honor coming in. And there goes the Nexus and the game. GG. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to this best of 3 between these 2 players, the Red Terran Barcode and the guy who just lost game number 1. So we've got a Barcode and we've got Honor, who's not being very honorable with his words at the moment. So we had high aggression from the Terran in that previous game on Dusk Towers, and we had a bit of a chance of a macro game by Honor, but the continued aggression of the Terran was too much for the Protoss in the end. It's understandable that the Protoss went for a macro build, although he was possibly a little bit too greedy there in game 1 with a third expansion coupled with double forge, and he got punished for it a little bit. On the other hand, we've got the gas steel again over here, and barracks. No fast expand. Well, there we go. Another quick nexus for Honor. And we've got a quick factory out. Okay. Well, no probe in the base anymore to scout this, but he can just go back up here to see just that. And Terran moves in a Marine to take out that nasty little assimilator, which will hinder him if he wants to go for, I don't know, Ravens. I don't know. I don't know why you want to go for Ravens, but hey, the last game I cast, the dude went for double Raven, so hey, it's apparently a strategy that's viable. This is a little bit of a higher league though, so I'm not expecting that. So we have a second command center being taken here as well, and double Hellions being pumped out. Okay, interesting. Against a Protoss. Not usual, but not completely unheard of either. So Dusk Towers is a fairly big map. It's like have a long way to go, so it's not really well suited for early aggression. But there are many different places for drops, and which can be combined with just one path for attack, to be perfectly honest. So there is a chance for aggression there, just, you know, not horribly early on. I would, if you're a Zerg, I wouldn't 12 pull here, and if you're, you know, new to Legacy of the Void, you know, or if you're just listening to Starcraft these days instead of playing it, 6 pooling is no longer a thing. You start with 12 workers. That is 1 worker down, and yep, I lost a second there. So 2 workers down for 2 Hellions. Well, that's a fairly decent trade. I mean, could be worse. You want to get a little bit more out of it, but it's not horrible. It's 100 minerals versus 200, but those 100 minerals do generate other minerals. So with, I don't know, a minute or two, that is worth the investment. 25 workers versus 36 though, due to the earlier expand of honor. And well, Terran may think that his opponent, due to the volatile vocabulary and you know, the way he left the previous game, and his opponent may be up to some shenanigans. So he's building a missile turret in preparation. Also building this wall against adept shading, which is something I've seen a number of pro players do as well. Although this can be walled in, or I saw this walled in with 3 supply depots, and this apparently requires at least 4. Not sure if that's going to fit. Is that going to fit? We don't have a missile turret over here yet. And we've got a robo facility over here, and again a quick third. So let's see if it's going to get followed up by that double forge again. I've got that observer right in place to see just about everything. And we've got a drop of 2 widow mines, but that drop is going to go past that thing. And let's see what Honor does about this. There it flies by. Does he see it? Does he see it? No, it doesn't appear to be. It's staying right there, so I don't know. Doesn't have any stalkers in place like he did in the last game. But our Terran does not in fact go for a drop. Instead, skirting around to the main base. Or not even, sort of flying around. And there we go. That's 1 widow mine, that's 2 widow mine, and I don't think his opponent sees it because he doesn't actually overcharge. And oh wow, that is 4 kills, and this is 6 kills. Yep, that equalizes things fairly nicely. You should probably start using disruptors, dude. So photon guns being brought in over here, and that's the observer that takes care of that third base in place though, where his opponent does not yet have that. And if he is paying attention to this observer over here, he knows there's an army coming straight at him. So that psionic storm, maybe just a little bit too late. Yeah, getting that double upgrade again. But now we have Honor pushing out, trying to preemptively get to the medevacs. That was quite a bit of a problem last time, as those biological units just did not die with that healing right there. But here he's got his opponent overextended, and with a nice little bit of blink micro is able to take out a little bit of his opponent. He does lose quite a few of his stalkers, does maintain enough of it though to kill the entire army of the Terran right here. 3 stalkers versus, well, 2 stalkers now. 5 stalkers versus 2 marines. Well, I'd give you good odds on that. So we've got this moving in though. So we've got 39 army supply for the Terran versus 16 for the Protoss. We've got a pylon with an overcharge, and if he doesn't bollocks up his mothership core micro, he should be okay there. Maybe get a second pylon there. And he's got 1-1 now versus opponent 1. 2-2 on the way, and storm finished. He doesn't have any high Templars though. Moving in to see where his opponent is. Takes out 1 marine, blinks micros a little bit, not fantastically, losing 1 or 2 units, and gets some back there. There's no concussive shell yet, so he doesn't manage to kill those stalkers quite yet. And the photon overcharge, make sure his opponent is actually pushed away. There's the first 2 liberators on the way. Nope, actually the first 2 liberators are here already, and we've got more and more stalkers right here. We're not building anything else, we're just building stalkers. And oh yep, there goes those liberation zones, and they are a giant pain in the ass to deal with if played properly, and at this level they really should be. Double overcharge. And the turn is pushed away again. So there's no Stargate on the way to deal with these Liberators. Oh, that is a very nice place from Widowmine. And GG, making that 2-0 for the Terran.